Hello and welcome to part 4 of Let's Play Spider-Man Web of Shadows for the DS. In the last part we defeated the boss and we actually got a couple of bonuses. First thing we got was the bulldozer dash. No idea why it's called that, it's a stupid name. But yeah, it means when you're Black Spider-Man, if you press a button you will dash forward, and it's a pretty decent attack, although it gets pretty bad the later on you go because enemies learn to block it. And also you need it to take down red doors. They're not really doors, I'll be honest, they're just red goo door thing majig. So yeah, you need that, so now using that attack you can get to new areas. Something else we also got was the defense little icon that you probably saw there. That means that enemies, well apparently enemies don't do as much damage to you, although I'll be honest, the difference really isn't that much. Like, you get more health upgrades when you do those, and the health upgrade seems to help, and you get those sort of power-ups throughout the game. Like, there's ones for defense and there's one for attack, and I think you get 2 of each throughout the game, so that's our first one. But yeah, you don't really notice the difference, and I mean you have to get them anyway. You can't avoid them, I don't think. Well, we couldn't avoid the defense one anyway, so yeah, that's that. So now we still have to search for Venom some more. I think that's the objective at this time. Although that's always the objective. I mean, Venom's a popular guy. If he had a mobile phone, this would make our life a lot easier. But he doesn't, so we have to web sling around the dogs. Oh, stupid green enemies! Like I said, green, they're not hard to fight, but if you just want to get through and if you're trying to do something, you just get smacked in the air. Unless you know you got wicked skills like me. God, they're dicks. What was I going to say? My mind just blanked. Actually what we're doing here, we have to head to the pier? No, we don't have... No, we have to head somewhere. No, we are at the pier. We have to head somewhere. But, before I do that... Downtown, I couldn't think of the name. I knew it was... the Daily Bugle. I have no idea why we have to go there. That doesn't make any sense to me. But it wouldn't be a Spider-Man game without the Daily Bugle being mentioned or featured in some way, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I'm not actually going to head there just yet, because there's actually, if you remember, seeing a health upgrade that we couldn't quite get because of the red stuff. I'm actually going to go and grab that first, so just because it's helpful, you know. This game can kind of like be a bit tricky sometimes. I wouldn't say it's a hard game, it's just, you know, it can be a bit tricky in certain bosses, so yeah. And yeah, one enemy that we haven't seen before, we've seen these purple guys already, but we haven't seen the boars. I think they're meant to be boars. They're like pretty much fat, angry dogs. So they're pretty much the same as the dogs, they're just bigger and I think they do more damage. That's why I say about the defense item not being that useful, because you just, like, the enemies just get better anyway, so it really doesn't make any difference if the enemies are improving. So yeah, there's the boar. What makes them harder isn't, they do have more health, but their attacks are essentially the same as the dogs, but because they're bigger, they're harder to avoid, so... And because, like I said before, this game has that feature where if you just touch the enemy as they're attacking, you get hurt. Like, yeah, it can, you know, when they're bigger, they're just harder to dodge like this. And when you have 3 of them in a row, like I unluckily did, you're probably going to get killed. One strategy I wouldn't recommend against these things is doing the old swing into them. As you can see, that just didn't work. So yeah, I like this little minigame, but yeah, on the computer it's kind of hard, and it seems to be, as you can see, it's just kind of erratic how I'm doing it. And in case you're wondering, yeah, the more health you get, the more health each red circle recovers. So later on in the game, it will be the same minigame, it's just that each red thing will, you know, heal more damage. It's the same percentage of damage, pretty much. Oh god, I hate these dog things. They're not too bad one-on-one, but when you get a lot of them like this... I was unlucky with the spawning, so I had to take on 3 at the same time. A good thing to do is to web them and then put them towards you and do a web kick. That seems to work pretty well. The main problem there is that, yeah, I had 3 of them on me, so doing a web kick... I couldn't web kick all of them at the same time, so that kind of sucked. Yeah, I'm not too sure why they made you kill the enemies in that room. I think it's because, like, you just got a new attack, and there's the boars, or the super dogs, or whatever, the rabid dogs, are, you know, that's the first time they're introduced, so I think it's a bit of that, a bit of the new attack, and also to test out the defense thing. Yeah, at this point, the weird thing about the sewers is that you need to go through them, but you don't have to actually go through the sewers part, because there's this subway bit as well that apparently counts as the sewers, which I guess it makes sense. I guess I don't really care. So yeah, this bit is just pretty much me backtracking, which, like I said before, I have no problem with backtracking in games. It's just okay. I have a problem with backtracking in games when it feels lazy. Like, there are some games where it will just, like, you'll just backtrack just to extend the life of the game, and there's one section in this game that feels a little like that. But overall, all in all, it's, you know, it makes sense, it works, it gives that feeling of one big open area that you explore and open up more of, rather than just the developers being lazy. So yeah, you don't really have to go and get this health upgrade. You pretty much revisit every single area in the game anyway. So I think the point, the way the game is designed is so that you don't have to go and revisit all these old places to get stuff, because you're going to go and revisit them anyway. So if you really can't be bothered to go all the way back here just to get this one health upgrade, don't feel like you have to. I'm only doing this just because I want more health. It's as simple as that. But if you're feeling confident at the game, then really don't worry about it, because you'll come back here anyway to get the health, so you won't be missing out, and B, it does take a long time to revisit old areas just because you have one specific power up. So, and yeah, sorry about the cut that's about to happen now. Basically, what happened is that I record how long I feel like. So I don't record like one part and I think, oh, that's 15 minutes, I'll call it a day. It's as long as I feel like, so it may be like 10 minutes or it may be half an hour, so yeah, sometimes you're going to get small cuts like that, but it's not a big deal. I mean, it's a DS game, you know, get over it. It doesn't look that weird, I don't think. So yeah, now we have to head back to downtown to go and the Daily Bugle, which... Did Spider-Man say why? I really don't know why. I know I said the Daily Bugle is a classic Spider-Man place, but it's like... Are we going to go and talk to J.K. Simmons? Is he going to help us out? Or is he going to shout at us and tell us, of course Venom's over there, you idiots! I want pictures! God, my impression... That wasn't even an impression, I didn't even bother, I won't lie. And I haven't seen the Spider-Man films in ages. That's crazy. Okay, one thing, while this is, you know, a bit boring, why do people think Spider-Man 2 is a really great film? It's not a bad film, it's pretty good, and I did like it, and I do still like it. It's just, I don't know, people kind of talk about it as like one of the best superhero films, and I don't agree with that. I prefer Spider-Man 1, obviously Spider-Man 2 is better than Spider-Man 3, but I don't know why people say, when people talk about the best superhero films, it's like X-Men 1, well no, it's like X-Men 2, Spider-Man 2, and Batman 2, Dark Knight. So it's all the two. I don't get it. I thought it was good. I mean, Tobey Maguire is a bad Spider-Man. He's not a good actor. I mean, but then Dr. Ock's okay, but he kind of, I don't know. It works, I guess, but anyway, the game was great, so it's all good. It's all good. It's all fine. Yeah, don't go up here, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there. You only ever have to climb massive walls like this like a couple of times. They don't actually expect you to do this. I just was a bit lost and thought, oh, I'll go up here, but yeah, you can't do anything here until really late on in the game. The basically later on you get a power up so you can climb on the sticky walls. I'm guessing they're sticky, they look disgusting. And then yeah, you actually get, that's one of the last extra power-ups you get, so don't worry too much about it right now. Yeah. Also one thing, I wouldn't worry too much about the geography of Manhattan in this game. They kind of thought, you know what, we don't care. We're going to design a game that's going to be a good game, and just because there's only like 4 buildings and they're massive, and then there's nothing else, we don't care. We're making a good game. Screw you. That seems to be the logic here. Because, you know, Spider-Man 2 and all that was all about having this big world of all these different buildings, but this game kind of does the complete opposite of that, which is cool, because, you know, I'll take good game design over realism any day. So, and yeah, the little purple alien things, they look like aliens, that's why I call them that. I don't think any of these enemies actually have proper names, but I really don't know. Yeah, those little things, they're kind of annoying, they don't really attack you. What they do, they stand there and summon like 3 or 4 little purple energy balls, because that's what aliens do. Obviously, if there's an alien or some other life form on another planet, they can just summon energy balls. That's just what aliens do. I wonder where that came from. That must have been in a film, and then everyone else thought, yeah, that's a genius idea, but I have no idea why an alien would be able to do that. No, I don't know. So yeah, they're really not too bad. They can just kind of be annoying if you're fighting a lot of enemies and suddenly you get hit by these little purple balls coming at you. So, but it's not too bad. It's not as bad as the stupid green guys. Screw those guys. I hate them. I hate them. Yeah, I don't think I had to do this fight at all. I'm not too sure. I've got a feeling I had to, but I couldn't say. So yeah, as you notice, I always use I never talk about the difference between the 2 Spider-Mans, did I? Oh, I suck. Yeah, the main difference is the attacks are actually different. You get different combos, and you can buy different combos for each Spider-Man. But the other main difference is that normal Spider-Man is faster and lighter. Apparently, has more agility. While Purple Spider-Man is meant to be slower but have heavy hitting attacks. Now, I never use Purple Spider-Man just because I like being the standard one. But honestly, just be Purple Spider-Man. It depends on... Most of it will depend on the combos, because the speed thing isn't that much different, and Purple Spider-Man doesn't do that much more damage, so it really depends on what you want, and on the combos as well. But I prefer normal Spider-Man's combos, so that's why I'm him. So yeah, we're coming up to the end of the part here. Unfortunately, we will not reveal what's at the Daily Bugle, but that's a little teaser for you, to make you come back next time, you cheeky scamp. So yeah, I've been HonestTom23, and I'll see you in the next part.